So, karma time. So, everyone, welcome to my live. I have not done a live in a long time, but I had to get on live and talk about what's going on. There's so much stuff going on right now. Like, people have to focus, right? Greetings. So, hopefully, I can get y'all to focus on some important stuff and not arguing and fighting with one another and thinking it's the end of the world and all of that. This is actually the beginning of a new world, right? So, everybody messaged me when this went down and it was like, okay, I know you got something to say about it. And I had a lot to say about it. There's so much stuff going on, and it's confirmation of what I've been saying all along when I've been telling you that this is karma time, right? And there's a misunderstanding about karma and how, typically it plays out. We're all familiar with karma. We talk about karma and we're like, oh, karma, that's going to be karma when you get struck down or whatever. But karma is much more deeper than that, right? And karma is transactional, it's financial, right? It is like money is not just an earthly thing. Compensation is not just an earthly thing, it is for real, right? And compensation for the work that you do, and all of this stuff is based on values and how you value yourself. When people value themselves, they demand, they command, they demand what their worth is. They command what their worth is. That is the godliness in you. The godliness in you is to be able to command what is due you, right? And it's even more godly when you can step up and you can outline the conditions and the terms, because remember, we live in a contractual world. This world is largely co-ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is contracts. And you got to know, you have to know contracts. There's so many of you, it's funny because so many of you, and not funny, but so many of you, you're into contract, you're into contract law. I know a lot of the Moorish folks, they're into contract law and this law and that law. So, like with all of that energy, you're dealing with Saturn. You know what I mean? So, about contracts, right? And I think that spirit kind of implanted that movement to get people ready so that when the time comes to collect, you're ready to collect. The thing is, it's all about timing, right? So you got people out there that knew it was time to collect at certain times, and they went out there and they said, well, I'm going to go grab up that land, or I'm going to go grab up that home, and because they owe me, right? And it's true indeed, you are owed, right? But you got to play this game tactically. You can't just go out there and do stuff randomly. That's why we were given the stars. That's why we're able to see. That's why we have mathematics. That's why we have calculations, because it's all down to time. Think about so many of you love to watch Star Trek. And when they're getting ready to jump through a time loop or something like that, they have specific coordinates. Well, on Earth, you got specific coordinates for doing things too. And that's why we have tools like cardology and astrology and numerology to give us the coordinates for when it's time to make that leap. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Right? So we're talking about making leaps and the time. So I've been talking about this particular time loop and this time leap for a while, right? I've been talking about how important this year is. This is a 6 of Hearts year. Sixes deal with karma. In particular, the 6 of Hearts, because it has a 6 of Diamonds, which is the collection of debt in Saturn. Debt must be paid. Debt must be collected, right? So it could happen on a smaller scale where, they do like in 1977, which was a repeat of the karmic year that we're on this plate. They did some adjustments to the Food Stamp Act and gave people, more food stamps. And they'll do that when they know when it's time for them to pay up, because of the way that karma works. If you don't pay, then things slow you down, right? So they can't move forward in their plans when they're in karmic debt and they haven't paid, and the people aren't happy because the people are sending karmic energy their way, and it's preventing their plans from being able to manifest the way that they wanted to manifest. So it's easy for them, because they're sitting on so much money, to just dole out money and say, okay, let's just write this check, let's write this check, let's write this check, because these people don't know the wiser. But when you know the wiser, that's when you're wiser, then that's when you really can step up and say, no, this is not enough. No, this is what I want. And you can be specific about what you want and what you're here to collect, right? So a lot of people talk about the queen that said she probably died earlier. She probably did, right? Everything that occurs in the world is for some type of mental influence, right? Because they know that your mind is powerful. That is the only reason why they're going to put out things strategically and at strategic times, right? Because they want your mind to be a certain way so that you don't funnel or channel that energy in a productive or positive way for yourself, right? Because they can use your energy to funnel that energy towards an agenda that they want. They can harness that mental energy. So everything has to be strategically planned and released, all because of your mind and how powerful your mind is. And that's one of the things that I want you to remember, especially during this time, especially during this retrograde, because retrogrades are time when your mind gets even stronger and more powerful. Meant a Mercury retrograde, because when Mercury turns in this retrograde moment, we're passing by, right? And this is a point where manifestation becomes even more powerful. So that's why there's mishaps in communications, and technology goes haywire, and there's car accidents, because people with uncontrolled minds and thoughts are projecting those thoughts and stuff into and manifesting at the speed of light, right? So it's so much more powerful. So this is a key time. So something needed to be projected during this time. So this is the time now, that our minds are captured in the attention of the crossing over of Queen Elizabeth, right? So we're having to take our thoughts back to manifesting mode, right? So this is the time to plan, to manifest, to capture, and to collect your karmic rewards, your ancestors' karmic rewards, right? This is that time. This is a big time. Mercury turns retrograde tonight, where I am, at exactly 11:38 tonight, which is still a Two of Diamonds day. Today is a Two of Diamonds, and the Two of Diamonds is about financial contracts. It's about financial contracts. It's about claiming it. It has a Six of Diamonds, which is karmic, money. It has that in Mars. So it is giving you the directive to go after karmic money. The retrograde is about going back, right? Going back in karmic time. So you're going back in karmic time, and it's time to collect karmic money that's owed you. You know what I mean? And so people get confused, and they're like, well, what should I be collecting? What should I be doing? Or whatever. But this is the time when you really got to delve into your spiritual stuff, and you really got to know yourself and know what is due you and what you can collect and what isn't within your power. If it's not within your personal power, or you don't feel powerful enough to go for the big collection, then you should be supporting others who are, or you should support others who can right now. So if there are other agendas that are about collecting karmic money, then you should be putting your support behind it if you don't have your own plan. That's what you should be doing. My phone is ringing off the hook. So back to Queenie, right? It's interesting because earlier when it happened, My kids, my children, little kids that don't know anything really about Queen Elizabeth, they sing the song, Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead, right? Yes, there are all kind of witches in the world. They're good witches. There are witches that use their power to funnel, to retain power. It's all types of witches in the world. There are grand witches. There are big witches, right? So my kid said, Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. I was like, what made you sing that? You know what I mean? And a lot of the young people are saying hurrah to this, good riddance. And they weren't even around long enough to even know the impact of, that monarchy and what it's done. So the kids are also back here. These young kids now are back here to reclaim the karmic rewards of the spirits and the ancestors and participate in this time. This is a big reaping, a huge reaping, you know. So someone said, rest in peace, condolences to the royal family. When Meghan married Harry, right, I realized that it was the end of the monarchy. Why? Because Meghan is a 9 of diamonds. And first of all, the 9 of diamonds means two things. The 9 of diamonds is the card of people of color, common people, the African diaspora, right? The 9 of diamonds is the card of the end of a financial empire. The loss is it's symbolic of loss for the wealthy, right? But for others, it's the sign of philanthropy, of gain. So it's the sign of loss of one and gain to the other. So yeah, they would be bugging out because she was like the harbinger that it's all about to change for them, that they're about to lose everything, right? She was a sign of that, just her very card. So when she went over there, I was like, oh, it's over. It's time to start collecting. It's time to start. They're going to have to start dishing out because they're going to be losing, right? I also predicted that one day she would probably become queen. So that's yet another thing on the side. But at any rate, I'm going to pull up what we call the grand solar spreads in cardology. If you want to learn the grand solar spreads and you want to learn how to read cardology, I'm doing a class tomorrow, so you probably need to be in that class. But I'm going to try my best to explain what's going on with her and why this is indicative of her ushering in the payback of all that's been stolen from centuries and centuries and centuries of the royals. So I'm going to share that screen with you. So this is what's known as the grand solar spreads, and this is what we read when we're doing predictions. Some of you took my master class last week and we touched on the grand solar spreads. My class tomorrow is going to go a little bit further into the grand solar spreads and using the grand solar spreads to decipher and to decode. Well, this particular spread is age 96, I believe. And the reason that is set on age 96 is because that is how old Queenie was when she died, right? So you see here, age 96, down at the bottom right. So what this represents is the world according to her, the world according to her energy, and anybody who is 96, right? So she's over here in the top left corner. She's a king of clubs. And this year she was sitting in the house of the ace of spades. So we already knew she was going to die because the ace of spades is death and rebirth. And there's no way that someone of that age is going to be sitting on top of the card of death and rebirth and not dying. Okay. So remember that, especially that age. So she was sitting there, right? But the card I want you to pay attention to is the top right card that's under the sign for Pluto, and that's the Six of Diamonds. So the Six of Diamonds is karmic money. It is karmic payback, and it is sitting in Pluto. So essentially, what this is saying is when the gates of hell open, this is about reclaiming your money, getting your payback, getting your money. Okay. So this particular spread is dealing with, when dying on this, is dealing with the redistribution of wealth, this particular spread. So when I was talking about when I was on Instagram talking about this is it actually been started. But one of the things you got to realize that in cardology and astrology, every event is a sign. We got to start going back to signs, not just signs like Scorpio, Aquarius. You got to start going back to signs and what they mean. Things like cardology and astrology can help you to decipher what the sign means. We have to go back to that. You know what I mean? We have to, because we're missing stuff. The Mayans had it, the Egyptians had it. All indigenous people lived by signs so that they did not miss events, they did not miss opportunities. So now we're talking about financial opportunities. So if you're trying to get your financial opportunity, you have to pay attention to the signs. Everything is meaningful. Some people are like, when celebrities die, they're like, oh, it's a celebrity. People die all the time. But not, people don't die and everybody see it. And it's broadcasted everywhere. When it's broadcasted everywhere, it has meaning. It's a sign. And what cardology helps you to do is decode what that sign means. That person is representative of a card, and that card has stuff that's associated with the card. So the card in and of itself can tell you what it means. So Queen Elizabeth was a king of clubs, right? That's a big chess player removed from the chessboard. That's basically, if you play chess or you play checkers or whatever, a big chess player, and not just a queen, but a king. A king was removed from the chessboard, right? Not only that, but the King of Clubs is the card symbolic of living your best life. So she was able to lock up that karma and live that karma to the fullest because she was a King of Clubs. So it's about wealth. It's about living your best life. It's about all of that. But guess what? The diaspora, the Nine of Diamonds, has that card as well, right? So when you have someone who has risen up so far in that energy and they've collected so much of it, when they die, this is now the release of all of that energy that they've collected, whether it's occult, whether it's through the occult, whether it's spiritually, whether it's physically or whatever, is one huge release of energy out into the atmosphere, out into the world for you to be able to capture, because you're supposed to capture it, because that's what the Six of Diamonds says. That's what the Six of Diamonds says. So the Six of Diamonds says that now is the time to collect. So, hey everybody, I'm seeing people in the chat room, and everybody's having a bunch of conversations. This is serious stuff. And you have to be, well, you have to feel valuable. You have to feel worthy. And one of the ways of feeling worthy is adopting a relationship with your ancestors, because your ancestors were worthy. Even if you don't feel worthy, even if somehow you feel like you're not worth that bounty, when you get in tune with your ancestors and what they've been through, then that is going to pass on that value to you and give you the strength to step up and to collect what's due you. So, hey. So What I need for you all to be doing is, and I said it earlier, if you don't have a plan for collecting whatever it is, then you need to be supporting others. And you need to have faith and understand that by supporting others, it's going to help you too. We have a tendency to not want to support others in the collection of karmic rewards because we think that they're going to get all the rewards and we're not going to get anything. And that yet again is a worthiness issue. You have to deal with your worthiness. You got to deal with your worthiness because you got to pass that on to your kids, to your family, to everybody. They have to feel this is a sense of entitlement. Yes, I'm entitled to the resources that are owed me right now, and I'm here to collect them. Here to collect them in whatever way, whether that's your own business but it's better if you're attached to a movement that's digging into some of that money that's out there. I'm talking about money from the government, money from the UN, money everywhere. You just going everywhere and collecting and stepping up and saying, this is a petition, this is what we want. This is what we want to do with it. Even better. Because when it comes to magic money, I talk to a lot of you about magic money when I talk about the 4 diamonds, and that's magic money, and that's knowing where the money must flow. When you know where the money must flow, then the money will flow. So when you work and you have faith that that money is going to flow to that thing, the money will flow, right? So having a plan for the money to flow in a direction and then stepping up and putting a petition, it has to be in writing, it has to be whatever, and you stepping up and going in to collect that money, the money will flow to where it needs to go, and you will be able to collect these karmic rewards. It is a science, it is magic, it is magical, and it is our power. And right now, there's never been a more powerful time because the planets are going in retrograde, because Mercury's going in retrograde, and then Mars is going in retrograde soon. And Mars is the aggressive collection. So now you're putting the heat with the thought. That's what Mars is. Mars retrograde. You got Mercury retrograde, but then you're going to have Mars retrograde where you actually add the fire to it. And people are scared. Yeah, the pressure is on when Mars comes on. And when Mars comes in, the pressure is on, and they got to sign them checks really fast. They got to distribute that money much faster. There's no plane. Seriously. So again, I had to do this because we got work to do. Like during this time, we got serious work to do. You need to be collecting. You need to be participating in government because that's the closest you could get to these checks that they're writing here. You could start your own government. You can do it. You can create a decentralized government. You can buy your own land, but you got to do it. You got to get in first and collect the money that they owe, and then take that money and build whatever you're going to build with it. But you got to get in and you got to disrupt what they have going on and get them to and tap into that money because they know that they have to pay you. Everybody who owes, they know. They know. They know that something has to be done. This is not, hey, somebody's like, hey, auntie. They know that these things have to be done. Okay. And some of you out there, you got a king of diamonds, or you are king of diamonds, or you're a queen of diamonds. Like this is like big territory for you. Like if you're a queen of diamonds and you're a king of diamonds, you should be going for big money, right? Big money. You should be going into big places. You should be walking into places making big deals right now. You should be pitching for money. You should be getting grants and this and that. You should be buying land. And people will say, well, if they owe us, then why can't we just get the land back? Buy the land. The land is up for grabs. Just buy it, right? Get the money and buy it. Don't get caught up in the war of this is what you owe me. I want this particular land. Unless you know a better way, then that's fine. But You can tap into money now and you can get this land. You can get land everywhere. Yes, Queen of Diamonds is sitting at the peak. So Queen of Diamonds is big. So that's Queen of Diamonds. That's diamond women. That's women in business. That's women witches, spiritual money, putting your spiritual energy. When you see people stepping up to collect, they need your energy, like they need your support. I'm one of those people that need your support. I'm working on certain things. But there are people that are out there, they need your energy and they need your support. We need to band together now more than ever, because this is the grab. Then worry about the differences later. But grab the money now, because each and every descendant outside of the diaspora has been displaced. Everyone. And the money don't know. In our culture, whether it's a culture you're trying to get money don't know these little differences that we have. Money just knows that you're owed money. It doesn't know, and it doesn't care. It doesn't care what state you're from, what island you're from. It just knows that you're owed money. So collect. Seriously. So I'm going to try and take a couple of questions, and I'm not going to make this like super long today. I wanted to get up here. I'm working on some stuff, a lot of stuff, and you should be working on some stuff. You should be tapping into, again, figuring out a way for you to collect. And it could be through your business. It's not going to be through a job, and it's not going to be whatever, but it could be through your business. It could be like, I got a business and I need to get it off. Well, get some money for your business. Get some money, invest some money in other people's business. Invest. It could be just in investing. This is going to be a good time for us to invest. If money is trying to get to you, it could come to you through an investment. It could come to you through an investment, right? Get to know yourself. Get to know what kind of money you have in your chart. What kind of money do you have? The kind of money you have is going to be different than the kind of money someone else has. You know what I mean? Seriously. So get to know what kind of money you have in your own chart. What does your money look like? I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all that all y'all money is like my money. What is your money magic? Where is your money magic power? We all have magical money. We all have magical money cards. We all have superpowers. And this is the best time to get to know your superpowers. Someone said invest in guap. Absolutely. Get guap. Y'all be following me. You hear me with these predictions and all this other stuff. And I created a whole cryptocurrency, right? And understand that cryptocurrency is not just a speculative instrument. Wall Street got involved to throw you off of what cryptocurrency really is. Cryptocurrency is money, and it is the money of the future. Money is going to be digital. Money is not going to be paper. Paper money is going away. Okay? They're even trying to figure out how to tokenize resources like gold and silver, how to take and turn those in and tokenize those things. They're trying to figure out how to digitize everything, how to tokenize everything. Money is going away. Don't fall for the BS with the crypto and the crash and all of that. That spirit did that to them. Spirit did that to them so it could expose their lies and expose their manipulation. This was not created for them. It was not created for that. It was not created for Wall Street. It was not. Seriously. And it's not losing its value. It's overvalued. Cryptocurrency is not supposed to be a coin is not supposed to be valued so much that it's unaffordable to the common people. It's overvalued. So what you're looking at now is it approaching what it's really supposed to be. You can't be spending crypto that's unaffordable. We're going to be living off of this. We're going to be living in communities. This is how we're going to be transacting with one another. You're not going to be using dollars. Dollars are dying. Paper money is dying. They tried to show you that during the pandemic. There were places where they wouldn't even accept paper money. There's places that they still don't accept paper money. It is going away. Period. So we had an opportunity to create our own, which is why I created Guap Coin. I saw that years ago and saw crypto and blockchain as an opportunity for us to create our own money. I didn't create it to get rich off of anybody or whatever the case may be. I created it because it was an opportunity for us to have our own money. Nothing unifies like money. That's why they don't want you to have it. Nothing unifies like money. So, yeah. And people mention gold, silver. Gold is not fungible. So, the reason why money replaced gold a long time ago is because gold is not fungible. You can't carry gold around. You can't, it's going to be worth different things to different people. They got to measure it. They got to do this. That is not economical for people when you're conducting trade and merchants and stuff like that. That is not, it doesn't fall in the kind of commerce that we do today. Period. It's not fungible. So again, if you could stop thinking about the things that really don't matter right now, right? Self-help, improvement, and healing, that all matters. But there's a time for this and there's a time for that. And right now it's a time for collecting and getting yourself ready to collect, or you're going to miss out. Period. Can we build with gold? Look back. Look back. Look back at what has been done with gold. Look back. Nothing has ever come from gold but war and death and slavery. It's time to make something new that is more freeing and liberating for the Aquarian age. Gold has been symbolic of slavery. Seriously, it has. So all you got to do is research. Just research. Absolutely. When we're in the age of Aquarius. This is we're out of those we're moving out of those metal ages, that heavy metal ages. I mean, we're going to discover metals that are way more lighter and all this other stuff. We're going to have all of that, but we're evolving. You know what I mean? Our value is us. We are the real value, which is why crypto works the way that it does, because it tokenizes your value. You get to say what you're worth, and this is representative of what you're worth. That's why crypto is what it is, and that's why it's been it is established as how it is, because the real value is you. The real value is you. You're the real value. And that's what social media and that's what the internet has taught you. It's taught you that the real value is in people. Does the Queen's death have any parallels to the King of Clubs? Well, I talked about that earlier. Yes, it does have parallels to the King of Clubs. It's more like a release of energy coming from her than it is anything negative. It's a release. Like, think about all of what she's been able to acquire. The negative side of the King of Clubs is greed. That's the negative side. So what she represents is greed. So that greed, all of that hoarding, that stuff that has been claimed by that whole institution is going to be released. It has to be released. That her death is symbolic of that release of the stuff that was hoarded. So anyway, I'm going to take a couple of questions now. And cardology questions, I'm not doing any birthdays. So people are asking me some questions about different cards. And I'm going to, let you know or whatever. Somebody asked, what is the significance of the four diamonds in Neptune? And the reason why I'm going to talk about that is because the four diamonds is another one of those karmic collection cards. The four diamonds represents spiritual money, your spiritual bank account. So with the four diamonds in Neptune, that means that you have an inexhaustible supply of money in a spiritual bank account that can only be accessed through either spiritual means or things to do with Neptunian things, So, when you have a four diamonds in Neptune, that means that, you could possibly become a billionaire by creating something in the water, or something to do with water, right? Because Neptune has something to do with water. So you need to be working with water. If you have a four diamonds in Neptune, that means that you need to have some type of relationship with water, right? Because that is going to be the vehicle by which your money flows out of your spiritual bank account into you. It's going to come through water. So having water nearby is going to facilitate the movement of money to help you to take care of what you need to take care of, because the four diamonds is also purposeful money. That means that you have to have a purpose for that money to flow. So if you have a four diamonds, you need to be writing down a list of the things that you need, whether it's money for your business, money to expand or whatever, but you have to write down a list. And when that money shows up, you have to allocate that money and take care of everything you need first, right? Because there's a contract with spirit. You're making a contract with spirit and you're saying, okay, spirit, if you give me this money, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. And you can't break your word, because if you break your word, then the next time it's going to be harder for you to get that money. That's what the four diamonds is. Someone says, I invested in crypto heavily and some in the stock market. Should I invest more or wait for the crash to happen? I'm not an investment advisor, and I'm not going to advise you to invest here. I advise you to support Guapcoin because I created Guapcoin. So I advise you to support it, but I'm not going to advise you to invest in anything. There are plenty of other people out there who are more qualified to tell you what to invest in. But I will tell you this, in volatile times, there is money. So when you have crashes, somebody wins when a crash happens, right? So crashes don't happen and everybody becomes poor. No, somebody gets wealthy off of a crash. So remember that, right? So the five of diamonds is about playing volatility. So if you have a five of diamonds in your cards this year, you could do very well by doing options and stocks and stuff like that, because you are the master of volatile money. You can get volatile money. You can master that. So if you have a five of diamonds, then that's the kind of money that you want to look for. Someone says a three of diamonds. I'm going to talk about three of diamonds money. Hold on, y'all. I think somebody put my lights out. We're talking about money. They're talking about money. Y'all knock my lights out. So I'm going to tell y'all about three. We're going to talk about money since we're on money. Money is a good thing. Don't ever let anybody make you think that money is evil. Money is not evil. The evil people who hoarded money are evil. Money is not evil. We created money. Money originated in the deep ocean with our spirits. We created money. Money is not evil. So somebody asked about the three of diamonds, right? And that's being creative. The three of diamonds is wizardry. You have to be a wizard when you have a three of diamonds, because you're creating money out of nowhere, right? Literally. Like you are taking creative things and you're monetizing them. So you got to think of monetization when you have a three of diamonds, right? And then eventually you're going to become so masterful at it. The Three of Diamonds gives birth to billionaires. That's the energy that gives birth to billionaires because it's ruled by Jupiter. It's money that's constantly expanding, money that is coming out of nowhere. Like you take something and you make that into a money market, right? So this is the energy that creates the billionaire, that creates the millionaire. So it even has the millionaire and billionaire card in its life spread. So if you're a Three of Diamonds or you have a Three of Diamonds, then your potential for money and income is huge, right? But the secret is you got to focus your spiritual energy. You got to harness your spiritual power towards that money that you're trying to manifest, towards that creation. And you can't give up. You cannot give up. That's the biggest secret, is you just can't give up. Someone said, what about the 10 of diamonds? And you know, this is a 10 of diamonds week we're in, right? So some of you may have gotten some money that you weren't expecting. That's blessed money, right? This is money that you don't have to really work physically hard for, but you got to market for. Like you got to pitch for, you got to petition for, you got to talk to your spirits for. This was a great week to launch a marketing campaign, right? And there are going to be other opportunities to do it. October is going to have lots of diamonds. You know, October starts out with an 8 of diamonds, and you got strong diamond cards still. So until the rest of the year, so you're going to have you're still going to have opportunities to manifest big money for these next couple of months. But again, part of what you need to do is not only sit and focus on what money you can manifest for yourself, but what money you're bringing in for the ancestors and the spirits. What collective money can you bring in? Because you're going to have more support because of the karmic energy that's out there right now. You need to be doing big things with your money. You need to be thinking about family, nations, coming together with people, all of that, because that facilitates more money coming in for whatever you got going on. So this is not a time to really be focused on individualism and me. You know what I mean? This is about building relationships and aligning with other people so that you can grow the money tree, so you can grow it big. It's about giving back. Yeah, because think about it. It's karmic money time. Yes, people owe you, but the other part of karmic money, to keep getting karmic money coming to you, is giving back, is giving, is reciprocity, is investing, planting seeds, right? So don't get your money and spend it. Get your money and plant it in the ground. You know what I mean? So that's planting seeds that are going to grow and make your money grow exponentially. Recruiting business partners. This is a good time for business partners. So the card of Mercury retrograde is the 2 of diamonds, which is partnerships. You can't do it alone. Now's the time to not distrust people so much, right? We're moving out of, it's a full moon in Pisces coming up tomorrow, and I'm talking about moving beyond distrusting people. We have spiritual tools, y'all. Like we got spiritual systems that you can literally go to these spiritual tools and get all the information you need to know about somebody. So why do you have to distrust that relationship or not go into that relationship or be scared when you can go consult? You could either look in cardology or look at their astrology or go get a reading or go to the tradition, go to one of the oracles and get some wisdom on these people. You know what I mean? Like I'm finding that you'll go and you'll get a reading on somebody. You might have some reservations. It doesn't matter if that person's bad or not. That person was right for your destiny, then this deal is going to go right, right? And not every partnership lasts forever. Not every deal lasts forever. That's why you got to plan for the future. You got to plan what the next step is beyond this partnership. You know what I mean? But this is a great time to partner with people. You can't do it alone. Like you can't do things alone. You get to a point where you can't scale. That's real King of Diamonds advice. King of Diamonds is about partnering with people, getting the right people to do the right job. You not trying to do everything. You hiring people to do what they do good. You don't necessarily have to do that. And then also believing in you. You don't have to follow behind other people or try to compete with other people or take their ideas. Find your thing and take it all the way through, and get the support that you need. Believe in yourself, believe in your own superpowers, your own business, and your own products. Queen of Clubs and money. Queen of Clubs are supposed to be wealthy. That's all I have to say. One way or the other. If you're a Queen of Clubs and you're suffering, then you're likely paying too much attention to individuals. You're either paying too much of attention to relationships and love. You're sacrificing yourself, or sacrificing your time, and you're not focused on the right thing. So if you're a Queen of Clubs, or you're a Clubs woman, or you're a Queen of Clubs man, or whatever, and you're struggling, that means that your focus is on the wrong thing, period. Jack of Diamonds. Jack of Diamonds is the merchant, but also the politician, politicking. Jack of Diamonds has to be everybody's friend, right? And has to be strategic. Jack of Diamonds makes strategic partnerships and relationships. People invest in Jack of Diamonds. Jack of Diamonds can pitch for money. They can get money, like they can get capital, right? So if you're a Jack of Diamonds, you can pull people together to put money in something, like in a group, right? So if there's something that you want to invest in, you're a Jack of Diamonds, you should be getting other people to y'all all to pull together your money, so that way you'll have a bigger investment and you'll have a bigger return. Some people are asking about love. I'm not talking about love today. Interestingly, today's card is the card of the word love. So I'm not putting you down. Some people will be thinking about relationships, and this is a time for building relationships, but this is a better time for building strategic partnerships with money. Focus on your money, because when the shit hits the fan and you missed out on your opportunities, it don't matter. All that love don't mean nothing if you're hungry. You know what I mean? And then if you're a woman, your dude's gonna leave if there's no money, and he's feeling like worthless, and he's like, oh my God, we're all struggling. Then that's when it all breaks apart. It all falls apart over money. Trust me, it all falls apart over money. So get your coins together, get your money together, and then you'll have better relationships. Period. Poverty is the enemy to relationships. Poverty. So, at any rate, you guys, it was good talking to you. Hopefully, I will see you in class tomorrow. The link is in my bio. And you need to be learning these cards like consistently. I'm holding classes for these cards all the time. The master class I did last week is not my first class. People who know me, I have classes all the time. You need to be learning this. And I give you ample opportunity to learn cardology. Ample opportunity. And very affordable too. You need to take every damn class I throw up there, to be perfectly honest. You need to be learning this, because this is going to enable you to be able to ask those questions that you're asking me. I don't want you to have to come to me to ask me questions. I want you to learn this so that you can answer your own questions. This is not a hard system to learn. It's 52 cards. You know what I mean? Like literally, it's not a hard system to learn. You should be trying to learn every little bit of it. So, and another thing, if some of you are waiting for life reports, we had 1,000 people in that class, right? So that's how many life reports we gave out. So please be patient with us. We're getting you your life reports, period. So I wanted to say that as well. But I love you all, and keep the love flowing, but go for this money. Like this money, this is money time. This is business time. This is not playtime. It's not really, really good relationship weather. It's the retrogrades. Remember that. It's Mercury retrograde. So what you're going to be doing is closing karmic contracts with relationships, people you're having relationships with. People are going to show up. They need closure. People are going to show up. They need closure. Not necessarily showing up because y'all going to be together, but just because they need closure. Right? So people are going to be coming and testing you, bringing the same old stuff that you're used to, the same old thing you walked away from before. Right? Please, I'm not a twin flame person. I'm not a soulmate person, because guess what? We got tons of soulmates. We got soul families. Anybody, we have potentials. Everybody is a potential for a relationship for you. You're gonna have to throw away that imprisonment, that, twin flame stuff, that this, that, because that just means that you got something to work out that is going to could be potentially pretty devastating, because it's going to go up in flames. Just look at the word. You know what I mean? I don't want a twin. I want somebody different. Seriously. I don't want a twin. I don't want nobody like me. I want somebody, all I want is somebody who is for the betterment of humanity, wants to have fun in the process. We can have fun, live our best life and collect this money that's owed us, and not go after each other, not go after each other's necks. That's what's important to me. Collecting. So enjoy yourself. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see y'all tomorrow in class. Peace.